I want you to imagine playing sports with your friends outside, having a great time, just enjoying life and laughing, and then all of a sudden you fall down. You can't get back up, your legs won't work, but you can still hear everything that's going on around you. That's what it's like for people with narcolepsy. The symptoms of narcolepsy range from mild to severe, and the advancements of treatment have greatly improved the quality of life for those affected by it. It's really reduced the severity and the quantity of narcoleptic episodes. And that's something I want to talk to you about. Narcolepsy is a very commonplace disease, but not many people know about it. It's throughout the entire world, affects people no matter what gender, no matter what age, sexual orientation, ethnicity, race, location. It affects everyone, but it's not very well known. So I want to tell you about some of the symptoms and some of the treatments to go along with it. Narcolepsy usually starts with excessive daytime sleeping. It's usually the first to appear. It's a matter of being tired all day long, really mentally cloudy, you're fatigued, and then it's usually followed by automatic behaviors. These are things that you normally do during the day that are very repetitive, they're very dull. It's like taking notes, driving somewhere that you're used to driving all the time. You do these activities without really realizing that you're doing them, and they're almost always impaired because of that. If you're taking notes, your handwriting might get scribbly. If you're driving, you can get lost. You can get into an accident because of it. You can store an item in some bizarre place and not remember ever doing it. So it's also involved with memory lapses, which is common. You can't remember recent actions, recent words, recent events. That's why you'll forget where you put the sink sponge. The next symptom is what I consider the biggest symptom. It's cataplexy. According to the National Institute of Neurological Disorders, it affects 70% of people with narcolepsy. 70% of people with that disease have the symptom of cataplexy. It's the involuntary muscle control. You can lose control of your arms, your legs, your jaw, your knees buckle, you fall down. This can be extremely dangerous while driving, while just walking down the street, while standing in your kitchen around sharp objects. It's for 10% of people, it's the first symptom to appear, but EDS is usually the first in general. It typically happens a few weeks or a few months after EDS appears. It's usually brought on by strong emotions such as laughter or surprise, anger, stress, things like that. You can still hear and sometimes see what's going on around you, but there's no speech. And if there is speech, it's slurred. So your consciousness is still there, but your body is not going to cooperate. And to show you an example of this, I want to show you a clip of a YouTube video that I found of this girl named Sierra Jade who was out with her family. So I'm going to show you that now. You just watched a video of a girl with cataplexy, one of the more common side effects and more noticeable side effects of the disease. She was just living a normal life, having fun playing the game outside with her family, and because of the activity and the laughter and the happiness, that strong emotion, she fell to the ground and lost control of her body. You can see in the second part that she's still kind of conscious. She knows what's happening around her. She's trying to shake it off, but it's not so easy to do. Cataplexy can last just a brief couple moments, or it can last several minutes. So that was one of the more commonplace symptoms. Got a couple more symptoms to tell you about. There's sleep paralysis. Sometimes when people with narcolepsy fall asleep, they can't move their body. This can happen during the night or the day. They're fully conscious of what's going on, but they can't do anything about it. It also happens during cataplexy. They do fully recover and they're fine, but this will last either a few moments or a while. Same with the other symptoms. Another thing is hallucinations. People with narcolepsy can have hallucinations while doing anything during the day. I watched a video of a girl who saw her cat walking down the aisle in her classroom and thought nothing of it because it was so realistic. These hallucinations are very vivid. They're audio and visual. They can seem just like real life. They can be frightening or bizarre or just very commonplace, usually life-related. The very last symptom I want to talk to you about is disrupted nighttime sleeping. Because of the excessive daytime sleeping, it can be hard to stay awake at night, and the two symptoms kind of feed off of each other. It's not a problem of falling asleep, it's a problem of staying asleep, because you have so many leg movements, you have vivid dreams, you're sleep talking, you're acting out while you're asleep. It's hard for them to maintain sleep for more than a few hours at a time. So those are pretty much all the symptoms. I'm going to talk to you about some of the treatments now. There's no cure to narcolepsy. The loss of hypocretin is irreversible as of right now. They're obviously working on it. The Narcolepsy Network and National Institute of Neurological Disorder websites, they mention two drugs mainly. The first one is modafinil. It's meant to help excessive daytime sleeping. It reduces sleepiness and brings about alertness, gets rid of drowsiness. And just like any other drug, there are side effects. You can build up a tolerance to it. Some people get shaky, nervous, irritable, so you have to be careful. The other drug is sodium oxybate. It's a very strong sedative. It's taken at night, helps reduce daytime sleeping and cataplexy symptoms, helps bring on sleep. So other than medications, there are behavioral changes that you can do. Take naps during the day when you're most sleepy. You can talk to your boss or your teachers about maybe taking a 20-minute nap during the day, help you really stay awake for the rest of the day. You really want to work on your nighttime sleep. That's going to be the biggest thing. People with narcolepsy should avoid caffeine. They should avoid alcohol, smoking, heavy meals around bedtime. Around bedtime and in general, but mostly around bedtime. It's good to take a warm bath right before bed. That helps a lot. Get that set sleep schedule down. Wake up at the same time, go to bed at the same time. Exercising for 20 minutes a day, typically about 4.5 hours before your bedtime, is what's supposed to help a lot. The Sleep Foundation website talked of a few other things, such as keeping a to-do list, so when you have those memory lapses and those automatic behaviors, you still know what you need to get done during the day. You can, there's natural light and sunlight. That's good for people with narcolepsy. It brings up those serotonin levels, which keeps you awake, keeps you happy, brings on those positive feelings. And the last thing that they mention is support groups. Really get that support from other people who are going through the same thing. There are coping mechanisms, and it's really an antidepressant because you get to talk to other people who understand. So, those are a few of the things that people with narcolepsy can do. It is not curable. Narcolepsy is a complicated disease that affects many around the world. It can have a wide variety of symptoms, not limited to, but including, excessive daytime sleeping, automatic behavior, memory lapses, cataplexy, sleep paralysis. These symptoms, they vary with severity. It varies person to person. Different symptoms appear for different people, and therefore the treatments are different for everybody. You really need a mix of medical and behavioral treatments, though. That way you can live normal life. So, for narcolepsy, there's no cure, but it can be managed, and that's what we need to work on.